Is this thing on? Hey y'all. Alright, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Let's talk about some things. I guess I'll call this episode 1. That little jump I did. I almost dropped my phone. I guess I'll call this episode 1 of BFFR with ASH. B for real. Be freaking for real with ASH. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into some things. So today is August 9th. I actually wanted to do, and I'm gonna call this episode 1. I know I've tried again with YouTube videos. It's YouTube videos in my phone that I have not uploaded, and one day I may just upload it just to upload it to say, hey, I finally uploaded this video, but it is what it is. So anywho, really wanted to do this yesterday, but I'm not going to lie, you guys. Yesterday, I was thinking about today, August 9th, and it being exactly 1 year of me getting laid off. Like, I got laid off last year, August 9th, 2023, and now it's August 9th, 2024, and I have not made any progress in life, but we will get to that. But let me rewind, because it's some other things I'm going to talk about just so far. And I don't know the direction I'm going to go with these videos and me talking. All I know is I have a microphone and I got some shit I gotta say. So this may just be my video diaries. This may just be me just saying stuff. I don't know yet. I don't know. But like I said, all I have is a voice and a microphone, and I am pushing myself and challenging myself to at least upload videos once a week. And I've been saying this for years, but now I have no choice. Like I have to do it. So anywho, let me backtrack, because it's a lot of things. And please don't mind me. Please stick with me, because I do have, I guess, ADHD undiagnosed. And I hate putting labels on myself. But apparently, from my friends that's nurses or in the medical field, I either have ADD or ADHD or a combination of both. Don't know, don't care. But stick with me, okay? Because this journey is going to be, at the very least, entertaining. All right, so let's talk about August. Let's talk about last weekend, right? Last weekend for me, I worked what is called TGP, the Texas Greek Picnic. I am affiliated with an organization. I don't know just yet if I want to say my org just yet, but if you know, you know. If you don't know, you'll find out. But anywho, and you don't have to be a part of Divine Nine to work TGP, but I worked it, and I'm going to say, and shout out to my connect, because like I just mentioned minutes ago, I'm unemployed, so I needed the money because I ran out of my savings and all the money that I did have in my bank account. I ran out, so I needed to work the event. But y'all, I almost died, in the words of Cat Williams. On Friday, oh my gosh, not me trying to do my little podcast and getting a phone call. I'll call you back. But on last Friday, I had been out in the sun all day long, like been in the sun all day long, and I have been drinking water. Like, that was one thing I was stressing to the vendors, because they had me doing vendor management, and they had me doing once the concert started, I was pretty much a merch vendor, like running the merch stand during the concert. But during the day, I had been, just drinking water, and I caught heat exhaustion. Like, I caught heat exhaustion, y'all. And I've never experienced that, so I did not know I had no idea what was going on. But around, mind y'all, I had been out there in the sun in Houston, Texas, in the sun, in that field festival ground, dealing with the vendors since probably 1 p.m. And then I started getting sick around 10 p.m. Like it had to have been like 10:30. Around 10:15, 10:30. All of a sudden, like, it was just hard for me to breathe, and I was just sweating real hard, and I felt I had to vomit. And I've never experienced this before, like, never experienced this in my 10, 15 years of working events, doing events. I've never experienced that. So, of course, my job, this is outside. It's a festival pretty much. And day one, Friday, it wasn't as many people because it was concert. But I just remember like walking away from the merch stand, like all the merch, I threw it in a box. Like I had to just throw that shit in a box because I was working it by myself too. So I threw everything in a box, and I remember like just walking straight to this dark area because I was like, I'm about to throw up. Like I have to vomit. And I was just like bent over, like just thinking it was about to come up. And then also it was like, I couldn't breathe. It was like a lot going on, and it was scary. And then I started hyperventilating, and I just remember these voices just saying like, are you okay? Are you okay? Y'all, next thing I know, I'm sitting down in front of this fan, and I look around like, cause I had started like hyperventilating and crying. I guess I went into like a panic mode because I couldn't breathe. It was just too much going on. I couldn't breathe. I felt I had to throw up, but I wasn't throwing up. I'm sweating. My head is hurting. Like it was too much for me. And then once my body calmed down, like they had got me a towel and all that, I realized I was at the medic tent. I was at the medic tent, and all I can do is thank God, because when I tell y'all I had no idea, like literally when I was walking away from the merch tent, I literally was just walking into a direction where it wasn't people, because I was like, I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be the girl that threw up at the event and people think, I've been drinking and stuff, because that wasn't the case. But I was at the medic tent, and I just thank God. Like to this day, I thank God, because that was nothing but God and my guardian angels, the way all that played out. And they got so mad at me because once, my body had calmed down and started cooling down, and I guess became like more coherent to what was going on, and they were asking me questions, and I was like, they were like, have you, because I think I had a bottle of water in my hand, and they were like, have you been, drinking water? I was like, I've been drinking water all day. And they were like, when the last time you ate? And I was like, oh, I ain't eat since this morning. And one of the medics was like, that's your problem right there. You ain't ate all day. Like he was so mad at me, and I was like, but I've been drinking water. I've been staying hydrated. And so they gave me a Gatorade, like, and I had to just sip it. Like normally stuff like Gatorade, I'm a chugger. Like when I drink water, when I drink Gatorade, I'm not really a sip on type individual. I chug it down. So the Gatorade, I had to take my time drinking because I felt I was still nauseous. And then all of a sudden, like my heart had started. It was just, long story short, y'all, it was just too much for me, and I've never went through that before. And once my body had calmed down, like I started feeling a little bit better. I wasn't like 100% bounced back. Oh, I can go back, to working the merch stand or whatnot. But I had started feeling a little bit better. But then I went through this whole hyperventilating thing again. Like, I don't know, my body was just crazy that night. And they were talking to me, and the lady was pretty much saying, because I was confused. I was like, I've been drinking water all day. Like, and I just started feeling this, like I've been good all day. Why am I just now feeling sick at 10? And she was like, you've depleted your electrolytes. So yes, you've been drinking water all day, but you've pretty much watered down your whole system. So you have not replenished your body. Like, you have to eat. She was like, she was like, I'm pretty sure you been busy all day working, tending to everybody else, and you didn't eat. And because you've been in the sun, you've lost all your electrolytes. So now your body is in overdrive trying to work, but it don't have nothing to work on because you've watered down everything. And I was just like, oh, okay. So one of the people I was working with, they went and got me some chicken, but I could not eat that chicken. When I tell y'all, I took a bite, and whoever, I guess she told the people that I was sick because they chopped it all up, but it was over a season. Like, I took a bite of one of the, and the pieces were like small pieces you'll give a toddler. I took a bite and was about to everywhere, and I couldn't. So that night, and even I stayed at the medic tent, and then I was like, oh, I got some crackers in my car, but I didn't tell them it was peanut butter crackers. They probably thought I meant regular crackers, but I had peanut butter crackers. I tried to eat them peanut butter crackers when I made it to my car. Could not. And then even after the event, I must have stayed there like an hour, just laying in the car, like building up the strength to drive home. And then once I made it home, I ate a banana, and I ate that banana. It's like your body know what you're missing, because I ate that banana so fast with, no problem. So I said all that to say, moral of the story, please, if you're going to be in the sun, especially in Houston, Texas, all day long, make sure to not only drink water, but also eat. Okay? Because day 2, let me tell y'all, they didn't even want me to work. Day 2, they did not want me to work, because I guess like I had scared them in a sense, and I really wasn't planning on working either, but they were like, can you just do this drop off, like go pick something up and drop it off? I was like, okay, cool. And that ended up turning, like, the dropping the merch off at the venue at the festival grounds end up turning into me actually just working the merch stand. And then I told you I was doing vendor management day 1. All the vendors had my number, so they were still calling me day 2, and I still had to do vendor management day 2 anyway, so I ended up still working. But it wasn't a problem. Like, I just told them, like, hey, I'll make sure I eat. I'm going to make sure I eat today, because it's way more people today. I'm not, and I scared myself. Like, I did not like how my body felt going through that. So I would never do that again. So, and also day 2, the organization that I'm a part of, I love my sisters. The organization I'm a part of, their tent, or one of their tents, were behind me. So once they found out like we was in the same organization, they were like, checking on me, like making sure I was good. They would bring me water. They brought me some food. They brought me fruit. Like, they made sure I was good. So shout out to the organization I'm a part of. Right now, I just don't know if I want to, say it, because I don't want people coming for me in the comments, and I don't want if I say something outrageous, because I don't know where this is going to go when I do these videos. So right now, I'm playing it safe. So anywho, shout out to Texas Greek Picnic. It was wild. It also did, while I'm talking about it, let me just go ahead. Let me keep talking. Where am I in time? Let me just keep talking about it. I cannot see. 15. Okay. So day 2 is the actual picnic with everyone. Like, I'm talking thousands of people is out there. And if you have not seen Texas Greek Picnic or been to Texas Greek Picnic, it has grown over the years. I remember going years ago before I was a part of Divine Nine, and it was downtown in front of City Hall in Houston. And now it's turned into a whole festival. So it was thousands of people, and it was just so much going on. And specifically, what I got upset about is that they asked me to go do a store run, go get some things from the store. This is like 8 o'clock. Now, Crime Mob was performing. They asked me to leave, go do the store run before Crime Mob hit the stage. So I end up missing their performance. And then when I made it back, dropped off all the product and things that they needed, the festival got shut down. It got shut down when I made it back, y'all. So it still had about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I believe. So that kind of, I'm not upset about it getting shut down. I'm upset about missing Crime Mob because I just wanted to hear Knuck If You Buck. Like, I wanted to hear stilettos, pumps in the club. And Knuck If You Buck, like, So now I have a friend that's a videographer. He said he'll send me the footage because he was actually on stage, or he'll let me know once the footage is done and I can see it because he was on stage with them. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, man, that's the one thing I wanted to see. But I missed it. But it is what it is. But needless to say, shout out to Texas Greek Picnic. Congratulations on them going so long. 17 years. That's a long time. Shout out to the other Greek picnics out there. I think Atlanta is coming up next with their Greek picnic, or Alabama. I don't know. But needless to say, and it just wasn't the picnic. Like, they had a whole weekend of events going on, and not just for the undergrad D9, but the alumni chapters or alum chapters as well. Alumni is women. So anywho, argue in the comments, don't argue with me. But that's that. So that was last weekend. So let's fast forward to this week, because that was last weekend. And then I made sure to go to church on Sunday because I was like, after this weekend that I had, I definitely got to go to church. And then also made sure to go to Bible study because I just knew, like, this week, just August, for me, August is always the month I start a new job. And I just knew August 2024, it would be up. Like, it would be up. Like, I would have a new job. But it's also, August is, I guess it's my month of new beginnings, because August, for the second time, I remember back in 2015, I started a job. I started working at Fox. And then August 2016, I got laid off. And then fast forward to August 2018, I had started working a job. And then fast forward August 2023, I got laid off. So now it's August 24th, and me just paying attention to how my life is, I was expecting to start a job by August, y'all, and I still have not. So that really played with me. Like, that really played with my mental this week. And just thinking about it being today, marking exactly 1 year since me being laid off. It's like, what's good? But which goes into me talking about my 1 year of being unemployed. So within, because I know people, I get the question like, what have you been doing, or what, So right when I got laid off this time last year, just to catch y'all up on speed of my life, because I doubt, I don't know about the other videos. I know I've talked about this on some videos, but I have yet to upload them. So, but I'm gonna make sure I upload this video. So to catch you up speed, the last 12 months of my life. This time last year, I got laid off. And I wasn't even upset about getting laid off. That's the crazy thing. Like, I was upset more so how they went about laying me off than the actual layoff, because I knew I've been doing marketing and events for over 15 years. I'm getting lost in time, but I've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it for a long time. So in this point in my career, working for corporations, I understand when something is happening within a marketing department, because marketing is always the first to get laid off, budget cuts. Marketing is always the first to get that hit within a company. Okay, so all year long with my previous employer, it had been some strange behavior going on, and I just was like, you know what? My time is coming to an end. Now, whether if I spoken into existence or I was just being real with myself, it happened, right? So, like I said, I wasn't upset. I told myself I would have preferred to leave instead of getting laid off. But then I also told myself like that was going to be my last role too. Like I told myself, once I leave here, I'm gonna have my own company and da-da-da-da. Like, I was big up in myself. So when I got laid off, it threw a wrench in my plans. But it is what it is. So that happened in August. And then in September, maybe 10 days. Was it even September yet? Yeah, it was September. In September, I think it was like 2 weeks later though, or something. I can't remember the exact dates. But in September 2023, I walk outside. My vehicle is on bricks. First time in my life me ever seeing a vehicle on bricks in real life, and it's my vehicle. I'm in distraught. Now that is what tore me up in 2023. And the reason why is because it happened right in front of my apartment, like right in front of my apartment building. So, and they had already broken into my car in January, like earlier that year. So now for it to be 9 months later, they stole the wheels off my vehicle. My vehicle is on bricks, and it's happening right after I get laid off. Like that took me down. Like that really took me down. Like I just was like, what's good? Like, why would you do this to me? And then I had to move, because also, y'all, I ain't even tell y'all, it was time for me to renew my lease prior to the break-in or them stealing the wheels off my car. The burglary, I'll call it that. And when it was time for me to renew my lease, I did not want to renew it, but I was like, I'm going to renew it because I need to figure out where I'm going to be working, and I'd rather just renew it, stay here another year than move in the midst of a layoff. But when they stole the wheels off my car, I was like, I gotta go. I cannot stay here. So that was a whole mess too. The freaking property manager was like, this could have happened anywhere, and like just pissing me the fuck off. Sorry for the language, but she pissed me the fuck off with that bullshit, because it's like, and I was really trying not to curse. Sorry, y'all. But she was making me mad, because why would you say this can happen anywhere? Which it can, but at the end of the day, it did not happen anywhere. It happened where I lay my head at. Like, come on now. So, anywho, I had to end up calling corporate, because what you not gonna do is play in my face. And she thought she was gonna play in my face. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you. I'm gonna just come back. And I left, and I end up calling corporate. Yes, I did one of those. I ended up calling corporate, because them leasing managers, them people in them apartment offices, they only friendly with you when they want you to sign that new lease. When they want you to sign that new lease and move in, that's when they friendly. After that, the friendliness goes out the window. They do not care, because now they got you in these contracts, and now it's like they feel like they got you and you gotta abide by their rules and it's a power trip. And I'm not playing them games with you. So what I'm gonna do is call corporate. So I call corporate, and they end up having a regional person call me back, and she was so sweet, and she just was like, I'm sorry that happened on our property, but it has gotten bad in Houston. So what I'll do is I'll give you 30 days. Because remind y'all, I had just renewed my lease. And even though me renewing my lease, like technically, if they void it out, it still was before the time of me having to move out. But anywho, she was like, I'm going to give you 30 days. I'm going to give you 30 days to move out. And I was like, okay, cool. So, y'all, in the 30 days, so much has still happened. I thought I had secured a spot, but that person, 2 weeks into it, they told me that they end up giving a spot to somebody else. And I was like, what the fuck? So that left me with less than 2 weeks to find somewhere to stay. And then it came down to a week. I literally had 5 days to find somewhere to stay. Still didn't know where I was going to stay. Still wasn't packed. It was just too much. It was too much, y'all. Too much. It was too much. And I end up, I'm going to put my glasses on real quick because I don't know where I'm at the time. I hope y'all still staying with me. But, we at 26 minutes. Shit, I be talking. But I end up finding somewhere. Literally, I think I had 3 days. I really want to say I had 3 days. Or it was a couple of days. Like, it was down to the wire. It was down to the wire of me having to find somewhere to stay. And I remember me crying. I was in a parking lot of a McDonald's, the McDonald's that I grew up going to with my grandfather. Now, my grandfather would take me to every Friday. He would take me there every Friday. That's how I got all thick. Shout out to Mickey D's. That McFlurry with the M&Ms. But I just remember getting a comfort meal, and I may have got the McFlurry, and I was in my car just crying, eating the double cheeseburgers, eating the McFlurry, or it could have been a McCafe. I don't know. It was some cold and chocolatey that I was sipping on and crying. And I remember falling asleep in the car as well, because I was just over it. I was just over everything. And after that, maybe that next day, that's when I found where I'm staying at now. It was literally where I'm staying at now, in another place not too far from where I'm at now. And I just knew it was nothing but God. Like, everything I'm going to talk about is going to come back to me praising God, because I know God has his hand on my life. Even though it's very challenging, I'm going through hard times, I still know God is within my life. So I end up moving. And even with me moving, that was a mess. The person that I hired, I can't remember his name, but he trash, and I cannot remember his business name. Trash. Would not recommend. This man did not move all my stuff. I had to end up getting Latinos the next day, and I had to end up still getting my own moving truck to move the rest of my stuff. And I still paid him full. I had to also get my friends to help him because he lied to me. I don't know whether if it was a lie or whatever, but he showed up by himself trying to move all my stuff. And I had to end up getting my friends to help him, and I still paid him in full. Now that probably was on me. Like that was me, but I should not have paid him in full getting my friends to help him. And that was a whole mess. But I'm probably going to make a separate video about that and the do's or don'ts when it comes to having a seamless move. But fast forward, I move into this beautiful space with a garage, because that was one thing I was adamant about. I was like, I cannot, because of how bad it's gotten in Houston, I cannot move anywhere without having a garage. I just cannot. Not in Houston, Texas. Not in today's age. Not with the vehicle I have. I have to have a garage because they already hit 2 licks on me, and I can't afford another lick. I can't afford another lick. I can't. Because at this point, I ain't gonna incriminate myself, but at this point, y'all playing with the wrong one. Alright. So with that being said, I'm supposed to be talking about this 1 year of being unemployed. So that happened November. So I ended up moving in, I think around October. Yeah, October. Or sometime in October. When it came to November, December, I just needed time to myself, because I had to just think about, and I think that I had started to grieve the loss of my job and how much I had poured into that job, because that job was a very community-based job, but also I did pretty much everything by myself. I was a team of one running a marketing department for my whole city, my geo, for Houston, for doing everything by myself. And I don't think people understand the magnitude of that. And to just, one day have it all taken away and no real, like, oh, we'll try to put you in another department. And granted, I was not the only person that got laid off. It's numerous people that lost their jobs, but it was more so, it wasn't about the layoff. It was more so I was grieving the principle of the sleepless nights, the things that I had to deal with, me putting that job over myself, in a sense, like me really just pouring into everyone else when it came to that job, then really, taking care of myself. So, and that not being the first time that happened, like just it constantly being a thing that I do, pour into other people instead of pouring into me, and then feeling like I'm getting the short end of the stick. So needless to say, November, December, I just really took some time to just reset and really just spend time with God. I had already had a trip booked for December for my birthday, so I did go to Jamaica, and that was very refreshing. Going on that trip by myself to Jamaica, I needed that. Like, I really spent a lot of time I would go to the beach. I would go to the beach. I would pray. I ain't gonna lie, I would give me a little drink. But some mornings I would just, pray and walk. And I went on, like, not spiritual, but nature trips, like to go, like, see the birds and stuff and just spend time in nature. So that was very big for me. And I don't know if it's because I'm a Sagittarius as well, but it really just did something for my soul and made me feel so much better about life. Like, I came back just feeling so refreshed, like so on top of the world. I could do anything now. And then let's fast forward to January. January hits. It's 2024. And I'm like, oh, it's a new year. It's 2024. I can do anything I put my mind to. And then, I don't know, February hit and I went straight into depression. I went into a straight depression, and I just kept telling myself, like, it was the rejection. It was literally, I don't like rejection. And I started to feel I was getting rejected from everything and everyone, like rejection in my love life, rejection in my career, rejection, just everywhere in all avenues. And then March, I came out of the depression in March, and I worked a short contract. I think, did it start in March? I want to say it started in March or April. But I had pretty much was working a short contract, and even with that had its challenges. But I was like, okay, at least there's some income. Like, at least this is some income to help me sustain a little bit. Because also, by then, I was receiving unemployment, but I had ran out of unemployment, I think, in December or January. So that was gone. The savings I had only had a little bit left. My savings I had probably was good enough till May, I think. So I can't remember. So I was really just like, okay, God, how am I going to pay my May bills? How am I going to pay my May bills? So the contract helped with that. I believe the contract helped with May and June. And then that ended up running out. And then May, I just completely disappeared too. Not gonna even lie. May, I disappeared from the face of earth. Not gonna even, where am I? I need a big timer on here because I cannot see how, okay, this probably gonna be an hour long. But May 2024, I disappeared from everyone. I started responding to text messages. I started responding to phone calls. My phone was on do not disturb for all of May. I think it wasn't until June I started like resurfacing back, because also like things were happening, like graduations and birthdays and stuff was happening, and I'm like, I can't just disappear. And there was people that cared about me that was like, hey, I'm just trying to make sure you're okay, and da da da. And then July, it wasn't until July I was like, okay, some of these people I actually need to explain myself to. Like, they had events that I was supposed to be a part of, or projects I was supposed to work on, or whatever the case. Some of these people I actually need to call and let them know, like, hey, mentally, I mentally checked out a couple of months ago. Like, I needed some time to rebuild myself mentally, because I strongly believe in you can't pour from an empty cup, and I can't deal with you if I'm not doing good mentally. Like, I'm not bringing that type of energy around you or apart. I can't move like that. So July was it was one of those months where I just had to work through and accept things have happened in the past. It's happened. How are we going to handle this? How are we going to move forward? And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of like tug of war, internal warfare inside of me, because I know that I am a very creative, smart, ambitious person. But it's also, I know that I'm fighting a lot of the things that has happened in this world, and being a Black woman in this world is very challenging. So I have a lot of internal battles, and I am one of those that overthink everything. And also this year, I told myself that I had to really just make sure I stay locked in with God, because I know God has his hand on my life. But also it's like, God, speak to me. Like, I'm one of those, like, God, I really need you to speak, like, have your voice clear on what you want me to do. Do you want me to really be working for myself, or am I supposed to be the career woman working for someone else? And it's really giving work for yourself, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to do that. But we're gonna get into that in a second. So anywho, brings us to August. August, now I've really ran out of money. Shout out to my mama. My mama was helping me on my last 2 months of bills. But she's tapped out, and I get it. And she's just like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do, Mom. So, anywho, it brings us to August 9th, it being 1 year and me completely running out of my savings, not having unemployment, and wondering, WTF am I going to do to not get evicted for September, not be homeless, not lose the things that I have. And I've come to the conclusion that, and this is going back to me speaking on my relationship with God and figuring out what I'm going to do. Because my prayer has been, God, I just want to be in your will. I want to be in your will, have your will over my life. And I've been going to Bible study, young adult Bible study. And recently he talked about God's permissive will and then his actual will. And the permissive will is he'll allow you to do something because you want to do it, but it's not his actual will for your life. And I feel because some of these jobs that I've done in the past have been his permissive will, like me wanting to actually do it. Like the previous employer, I had been applying for them multiple times and finally got, hired with them. So I feel that was a permissive will. And someone was like in Bible study, well, how do you know if you're living in God's will? And he said, God's will, the motion, it stays in motion. Like God's will does not stop. It stays in motion. And when I thought of that, I was like, man, I don't know. Let me not say I don't know. I was like, man, I know that, or I feel that I'm running from his will, that the will that he have for me is me to have my own business, me to do the things that I'm doing, but for myself. But it's challenging because I know within that, I keep saying, like, people always ask, why you want to start your own business? Why you want to start your own business? Why you want? And I'm like, I don't have the finances to do it, or I want a team. And it's challenging. Like, I come up with all these excuses, but I know deep down inside, everything I need is within. Like, I really could start my own business and pick up clients and start, small and build up. And it really hit, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it really hit a couple of days ago. I applied for food stamps. And this is the third time I've applied for food stamps. And I've applied for food stamps when I first got laid off at the beginning of the year, and this is the third time. The two previous times I got denied, right? Got denied. They said I had too much money. They said my car was too much. They denied me. This week I applied and I didn't get denied. They gave me a couple of dollars, $17 to be exact. And basically they said my rent is too high because my mom has been helping me with my bills. That's a source of income. So I'm not allowed to get any more. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, it is what it is. But me and I'm going to call her caseworker. The caseworker, she was so sweet, so nice. She really do her job. Like, shout out to her. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want nobody to get in trouble. I wouldn't want her to get in trouble if I was to say her name. But because she really tried to help me. And she couldn't. But as we were talking, she was like, why don't you start your own business? Like, you can't start your own business with what you do? And I just looked at her. Like, well, now why would you say that? But in reality, even though I gave her that look, I honestly felt that was God talking to me through her. And I'm not gonna lie, when people say start your own business, when they're talking to me, and I know there's a lot of people that run off to start their businesses, but because they actually be excited to and want to. I'm the complete opposite. I don't want to have my own business. Not right now. Like, I want to, my vision of having my own business is me being able to be a silent partner, like just put the money in, like me being able to front the money, make sure everyone is taken care of. Because having your own business and having employees, that's a big responsibility. And I don't like letting people down. So I would rather run it up at a corporation, get their money, say that, and then pour into my business than building it from the ground up. But anywho, when she said, start your own business, why don't you start your own business? And I was just sitting there, like, just thinking, like, this is God talking to me through her. And I was just honest with her. I was like, I'm scared. It's a lot that go into it. And she was like, see, that's your problem right there. You're running away from what God wants you to do because you want to do your own thing. And baby, when she said that, it's like, if I had pearls on, I would have clutched my pearls, because she really gathered me when she said that. She really gathered me when she said that. And then, so that literally happened, what, yesterday? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That happened yesterday. I mean, that actually happened yesterday. And after all that, I came home, because that's a lot. It goes back to, it's just something I don't want to do. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm forced, in a sense. I'm forced to do it. And also, if I'm praying, God, let me be in your will, I want to be in your will. And in his will is, I want you to have your own business. But I'm pushing against that. It's like, then I really don't want to be in his will. Like, I'm messing up. And I told myself, yes, I be talking to myself, I cannot, if God wants me to start my own business and that's his will, he's going to bless me. He's going to make sure I'm okay. He's going to, oh, my computer is about to die. He is going to bless the business, give me the resources that I need in order for everything to sustain and grow. So with that being said, I said all that to say, I'm accepting clients now. Moral of the story is, I am going to start accepting clients now. I am also going to, because there's different levels of me or different parts of me, but I have no choice but to just figure it out. I have no choice to, accept the clients when it comes to marketing and events. And especially when I worked this weekend, not this weekend, but last weekend with Texas Greek Picnic, I was like, people can use my services. Like, people could really use the level, how I execute, from just different vendor management, budget management, project management, execution, production, all of that. People could actually use my services. Like, there's people that know less than me and been doing it for less years, that's doing more than me because they just stepped out and they didn't let fear hold them back, and they were consistent with working with, different people or building up their clientele. And that's what I need to do. Like, that is seriously what I need to do. So I came up with ways that I plan to make money. And I guess these videos are really just going to be my journey, my check-in, my video diary in a sense. I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. Y'all leave comments. This is an open discussion, open dialogue. But ways that I tend to make money, because I need to make at least about 5K. At least, 3K to pay my bills, but 5K I really want to give myself 5K for September 1st. I need 5K in my bank account some kind of way. So the things that I've come up with is, I have my online store that I started working on earlier this year and completely I need to start working on that again, the online store. I want to figure out Amazon. Like, I have the Amazon, I'm an Amazon affiliate. I need to build that too. So Amazon clients, and then I want to, and when I say clients, like when it comes to marketing, getting on different, projects, project management, vendor management. I want to pick up clients. And then I want to get booked for content, like, cause I love traveling, I love music, I love hosting, so content. So I just gotta get it done. And if there is any advice y'all can share, no, I'm not. These are the things I'm not doing. I'm not taking nobody class. I'm just not. I'm sorry, I'm one of those. I don't believe. Now, everybody's different, right? And I believe in do what's best for you. But me personally, I'm not taking nobody class. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. So I'm not taking anyone class. But if you have recommendations on things that actually work, that can put income in my pocket by today, or income in my pocket by tomorrow, let me know. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Also, if you know of any agencies that's hiring or freelance work, that I could, hop on, let's discuss. The email will be in the caption, but I hope y'all stick around for this journey of BFFR with Ash. I don't know. Right now we're going to call it that, but this is episode 1 of This Is My Life, and it's only up from here. It's only up from here. Should I call it that? It's only up from here with Ash. I don't know what to call this, but I just know that this is episode 1. And thank y'all so much if y'all made it this far. Thank you so much for listening and watching. And let's talk about it in the comments. Or should I call about it? Let's talk about it. Should I call it? Let's talk about it. I don't know. Anyhow, it's been fun. I'll talk to y'all later. Let me call my mama back, because I know she gonna be like, why you ain't answer my phone? What was you doing? I was recording episode 1. Bye, y'all. Peace, love, and blessings.